Good morning, folks. We are downtown Denver. This is Park Avenue in Lawrence, outside the Denver Rescue Mission. Jesus Saves. We see these fine volunteers or workers today cleaning up the street here. And we're going to go across the street to this day of action that's going on. Listen to some speakers. I believe there's going to be a street protest. And we might even, good morning, AK Lady. How are you today? We're also going to do a little bit of an interview here today with our friend Bonnie. Say hi, Bonnie. Bonnie is one of our friends who feeds on Sunday mornings at the Repeal the Urban Camping Ban Education, Awareness, and Day of Activism events while boycotting the Corner Bakery at the Denver Pavilions. And Bonnie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started doing it probably about 3 months ago.
Okay.
I've been doing it every Sunday since.
And why did you decide that it was important for you to start feeding people in our community who don't have as much as you do?
Because people don't care. People are afraid to care. People are afraid of the unknown.
They are.
And the fact that I was able to help other people meant a lot.
And it does, doesn't it?
Yes.
And I want to let you know that some of our friends here are saying hi and thank you very much, Bonnie, because they've seen you. And they're saying that you're so right, that people don't care and that we need to do something. And that's why we're out here today, right? We're out here to support this community, right? And this is the Denver Rescue Mission, where people sleep out on the street because there's not enough space inside, and where people have their sleeping bags and private property taken from them on a regular basis. Another facility, Samaritan House of Catholic Charities. Good morning. Where the services are here for temporary situations, but it's not long-term permanency.
No,
and so when people sleep outside, and by the way, we're here because of Denver Homeless Out Loud, one of the many community groups that are actually making a big difference in our community. We are live, by the way, going out to the world. Would you like to say a little bit about the vote that's going to be happening in May? The
underlying reason for why people are homeless and why they choose to go towards things that are inevitable. Down in it, it's a lot more of a systemic perpetuation of these issues based on the people that want to keep people in a caste system place. And really,
louder.
if we were able to be able to build tiny homes and have creativity, and there'd be so many more potential in making society better instead of just letting people waste their lives because they could give back to the community instead of making them become like or perpetuating either their addictiveness or their trauma or that they don't have worth anything, that they're not worth something
Okay.
when they are.
So I'm going to repeat a little bit of what you said because I know that it's a little hard to hear sometimes. But basically, what you're saying is that we don't give people a humane place to live where their lives can be spent focusing on things other than sleeping, eating, and running from the cops.
Exactly.
Right. So that's the thing that we want to avoid.
And also avoiding the things that they also turn to inevitably. Because I know it's not always about, it is like sleeping, it's not a crime. And we also need to focus on that. And it's true though, we can ignore the fact this drugs issue.
Ah.
But not all of them do drugs.
And
a lot of them start them just so they can stay alive. Because you drink a bunch.
It's cold outside.
And you're going to try and do that to honestly not feel the cold.
And go to sleep, right?
Exactly.
Right. So the idea that if it's 20 degrees outside at night, right? You want to drink a little bit and pass out so you can sleep instead of huddling and being cold and awake and feeling it all night.
Exactly.
Right. So
and
these are
it
the
perpetuates the issues that we don't even want, and then it perpetuates the stigma that's not even true in the first place if we would just house people.
All right, exactly. So the idea and the reality is giving people a home is the right way to treat human beings, right? whether it's because they're struggling due to an accident or an illness, maybe some mental health, maybe some bad decision making. By having a place to live, focusing on the other things that are going on in life makes is so much easier
On their talents, on their dreams, on what they can add to society,
on
and
what they
honoring
can
them as a human being that they are.
add to society as a human being that they are. That is so correct. What's your name, ma'am?
Athena,
Athena. I'm Brian, and I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today. The folks online, I'm trying to keep up with this live stream thing because it's really new to me, but we are learning from people like Eric Brandt. I don't know if you've ever met.
I know who that
You
is.
know Eric Brandt. So he's getting ready to go in for 60, 70 days for chalking the sidewalks. And he usually chalks because the problem is between those guys over there, the badges, the cloud costumes with guns, as some might say, and those people over here who are sleeping and trying to survive. Yes, is that we can't survive. Thank you very much. Hey, it's our friend PJ.
Wait a
Everybody
minute.
say hi to PJ. You might be live on Facebook. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
So PJ DeMarco is live on Facebook. You can probably find this live, folks, on there. I'm live on YouTube, stepping it up a little bit. But we are here, and we're here in as a community. Because PJ, you've been documenting and tell us a little bit about how,
Funny. It's the first time I've ever been filmed while filming.
right? But
All right,
but
go
tell
ahead.
us a little bit about how you've been videotaping the sleeping bags being taken away from people and their ability to actually live as a human being, being degraded toward like almost attempted murder.
No, it is murder. Not attempted. By omission, we're commissioning people to death. And so right here on this wall,
Speak up.
yeah, I'm going to speak up. I'm going to turn this off. So this became personal for me when there was a woman who was pregnant with twins, and she had a miscarriage because she couldn't stand against the wall. And so she miscarried her twins, and I'm a father of twins. And so I have seen women in wheelchairs. I just gave my boots away yesterday.
And you have a new
I
pair.
bought a new pair.
Let's get down there.
I watched a man dead for 2 hours. They left his body uncovered here for 2 hours. And so for the last 4 years.
That was yesterday?
No, that was the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So for the last 4 years, with the support of D-Hole, of course, D-Hole, we have been standing in solidarity. Therese, I've been arrested. I've been on probation for a year. The police are watching us now.
I actually was arrested while feeding the homeless
Yeah.
and
All
educating
right, high
about
five.
the 60th Street Mall, right? And we're kind of excited about that because we're pretty sure it's a win, like a walk-away win. But the reality is, and guys, we're gonna make this public announcement right now. This past Sunday in downtown Denver, so many resources were being applied to watching the activists feeding the homeless that a rollover crash with bodies trapped inside did not get sufficient police support. We're preparing the audio of the dispatch reports that are available publicly right now to make sure that everybody in Denver is aware of how the police are treating activists, educating those in the community. This is a reality.
The police today, no one in this district is allowed to take the day off because of this small march. And so we're paying the entire police force that is in this district is on overtime today because of the apparent threat that we make to this situation.
You guys understand that? You understand what's going on? This is the reality of our world. So we are going to be taking part, and part of our efforts, folks, is that we really want you to share this message. I'm really asking you to pop your friends, go on social media, share this march live. Let's talk about these stories. Bring and invite people out to the Corner Bakery at the Denver Pavilions on Sunday mornings at 9:30. To come to Denver and to videotape and to educate and to be aware Because you see, those are families with children right there, and they may or may not be homeless right now, but there are 23,000 unhoused children. So it may be that some people would say,
right there. Those are homeless people and children right there.
you know them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know some of the mothers.
So this is what's going on. These people are being prosecuted. These people are being prosecuted. And it takes one accident, one illness, one situational life to all of a sudden just, 23,000, 230,000, 23,000. Yeah, whatever it is. We're gonna go to the 23,000.
Just a tent next for now. Right now, as you know, we do need these things in place right now so that people out here that are sleeping out here on the street can get rest, which will help their body heal at night, to help heal their brain, and plus it will give them the right to just be fresh, so they can look forward to nobody, not to work or to work, but I don't give a damn. But anyway, it gives them the right to do the things that everybody that the house people has. And I wish I brought my little thing up here. Would you grab that bag when you're about to take it from me? I don't want to read some things out. Every night that the people have been swept or people have been asked to move along, their rights have been violated. The 4th, the 8th, and 14th of the U.S. Constitution, and even in Colorado law, it states that Colorado Constitution Bill of Rights say Article 2 in 80 of the U.S. Constitution is back up the U.S. Constitution. I don't like having anything in my mouth. It's like a microphone. But anyway, the 4th Amendment says the rights of the people to be secure in their person, paper, and effect against unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated, and no one shall be issued upon probable cause, particularly striving the place to be searched and the person or thing to be seized. That the 4th, the 8th state, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fine imposed, or nor cruel or unusual punishment inflicted. And the 14th state, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privilege or immunity of the citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, and property without due process of law, nor deny to any person without enduring protection under the law. And in other words, every single time that a police officer...
But you're camping with no gear sucks. You can't sweep away homelessness, folks. Love is a verb. That means it's an action item. That means we do it actively. It's not just an idea or a concept. But let's see the other side. Inalienable rights belong to us already. That's right. Hello, Regan. And we are just looking at all these great signs, all these great human beings out here at the Day of Action. Mayor Hancock, you can't sweep away the homeless. End the sweeps. That's right, folks. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being out here. And end the sweeps is a big message, folks, that we need to talk about, because where they sweep away human beings to away, we learned about this in our trash education classes, didn't we, folks? There is no away. We go somewhere. We are alive. We are human beings. The idea that these actions of just a few brave human beings, I better get off the street, because they'll find any reason to arrest us today, won't they? Huh? They just run you over. That's right. That's right. What would Jesus do? My live streamers are asking. Yeah.
Well, like Jesus said, foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man had nowhere to lay his head. You know?
Laying his head. We're going to go back to the talking.
And instead we are getting pivots and delays and no action. We'll talk about it at City Hall, but we sent a letter to the mayor once about a month ago. We sent another letter a couple weeks ago. And now just yesterday, we did finally receive a reply from the mayor. And that reply is a laundry list of things that the city says they're doing to address homelessness, that none of which address the immediate needs of folks right now being swept. So we replied again to the mayor with that saying that this is not the type of response we're asking for. We're asking for action, and we're asking for immediate action to stop the sweeps.
That's right.
Real quick.
Therese Howard.
We are going
She's
to march
one of the founders of Denver Homeless Out Loud.
be heard, and because this constant move on is real. We're going to participate in that move on by marching here, the City Hall, to bring our message directly to the mayor. We have a bunch of houses and tents and things, and as Jerry mentioned, these represent the things that we are asking for. I'm going to read this quote one more time. This is what this is about. We want housing, okay? This is not just about wanting to be on the streets.
Right.
This is about housing. We want housing. Or at least a tiny home would be nice. Or even just a tent for now. At the very least, let me use my blanket. This is what I'm telling the mayor, and this is what we have with us today, is representing that. That apartment complex, you can see, it looks just like an apartment complex, right? It has some pretty striking and damning facts about the mayor's housing plan that does not work, so read those when you have a chance. But that apartment complex is going to lead the way, and then we'll have all of the houses, so if you're wearing a house suit, then you'll be next in line. And then after that will be the tent. And so if you're carrying the tent, that'll be after the houses. And then after the tent is the person that has a blanket on. That person is at the end of that. So that's representing the spectrum of needs. What we want is housing, and we're asking at least give us our blankets back.
That's right.
So if you are one of those people carrying one of those things, if you can be the apartment complex, can lead the way and come here to the front. If you're carrying the apartment complex, bring that up to the front up here.
So what's going on right now, folks, is we're creating street theater.
And then the tent and the blanket, and then everybody else can be, in the midst of.
We need housing, not handcuffs. 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 We need
Houses, not handcuffs.
We need housing,
Not handcuffs. We need houses.
not handcuffs.
We need houses.
Not handcuffs.
We need houses.
Not handcuffs.
We need houses. We need houses.
Not handcuffs.
Come join us. Come on.
We need housing.
And we're going to give our marshal here visibility.
Thank you, man.
Yes. Sweep the mayor out of office.
Sweet Mayor Hancock. Home for the homeless. 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 Sweeping people's unconstitutional. Sweeping people's unconstitutional.
Being people is unconstitutional.
Sweeping people's
Facebook just put me in jail.
Really?
Yeah, they just.
So, PJ, how's it feel to be in jail?
Yeah, so I'm not going to physical jail, Mom, if you see this, but because of my posts, Facebook has apparently sort of decided arbitrarily that what I'm posting is not publicly appropriate, I suppose. I don't know. Who does it? Do you know?
I don't know, but are you live on YouTube, right? Because we watch this stuff all the time. And
So let me tell you something. In Nazi Germany, a capo was a Jew who was in the camps, who would, in a sense, criminalize and make worse the conditions.
That's Unicorn Riot, folks.
For their fellow Jews. And so we just met, on your video, we just met a brother who's living in the rescue mission, who's homeless, who had the audacity to tell us that the crime is the shit that's out on the streets, that these people are crime. He's homeless himself, but he got a spot inside the shelter. And so now he feels like he has the authority to tell us that these people leaving their trash or peeing outside is a crime. And he's homeless. And he cannot. I have slept on those streets, and I have to pee now. There's nowhere to pee.
No, there's nowhere to pee. It's actually one of the biggest arguments that we make when we feed the homeless on Sunday mornings outside the Denver pavilions, where there are public bathrooms on public-private property that people cannot use.
That's right.
Right? So the issue is that
Then we make them crime. Then we say they're shitting. And by the way, if you get an indecent exposure for peeing
you're a
outside,
sex crime.
That's right.
That's right. It's a sex crime. Hey, listen, Regan, if you're still with us, Andy Blanco needs maybe get the copy of this link. He's trying to send me messages, but I can't talk to him right now, obviously. Unicorn Riot is here. Gonna see if we can't get on their stream here in a little bit and talk about some of these things. Because here's what's going on, folks, and I'm gonna reiterate this. They actually have an operational plan that is going on in regards to Occupy Denver, boycott the urban camping ban, those human beings who provide food, clothing, and jobs. And I'm going to say jobs as well. You can't use the bathrooms in private, but let's say one thing at a time. So there's an operational plan going on in downtown Denver with an overuse of resources to the degree that over the last Sunday, there was a rollover accident with passengers who were confined in the vehicle. But due to the resource use in the 16th Street Mall area for feeding unhoused people, we had those people. There was not enough resources available for dispatch to send to that accident. So no, being able to pee and poop in public is a problem. Toilets are closed downtown on the 16th Street Mall, 5 o'clock p.m. outside the Denver pavilions. That's right across the street from the Denver Mint, where women used to sleep on the street outside the Denver Mint under federal protection 24/7 at night from like 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. And the bathrooms there were open 24/7 as well. Now, we did a video last night, the that was the traffic stop, that thing I did. And during the traffic stop incident, we actually showed how the bathrooms were open in the Kris Kringle Market because it was a blocked off area that was for private tourism and commerce. So, using the bathroom in the open, peeing in public is really, what animals do on a daily basis, and they treat us like animals here in Denver when we have to do that. And I say that again, folks. I want to remind all my watchers who are here with us today, and many of you who may be new. I employ people in the city, right? I give people jobs. I use mass transit personally, and these things mean that it's a real issue when I am pointing it out as another human being that's not off my rocker. I'm a sane member who provides in this community, right? And I am going to be a preacher on the streets saying this is not what we need. We need better than this. So I'm hoping to get some people to talk to us today. How you doing today, sir? You live in the city?
Sort of.
Sort of?
Yeah.
Does that mean that you're not housed with a roof over your head?
I kind of am, but technically I'm not. I kind of barely talk about it.
Okay. Well, we won't bother you too much then. Just engaging in people in conversations as we go on this march to look at what's really going on in our communities.
Not to be arrested. People need arrest. Not to be arrested. People need arrest.
AB7, they keep rocking with us, huh? Hopefully they do an honest story. People need arrest. People need arrest. People need arrest. People need arrest.
Not to be arrested.
People need arrest. Come on, let's get over.
Not to the erection.
Thank you. This is an honest person saying thank you for speaking out. Thank you. Thank you.
We have a right to rest. We have a right to rest.
That's a good question, Tony. Where are they when people are being abused? It's why we have to be the media. It's why we have to be the people who are providing the answers, using media tools like YouTube to push this social conscience, to spread the messages, and to not allow pages individually to censor us. So PJ here, using Facebook's own tools, was censored. His free speech rights on the internet, and it's okay now because we don't have net neutrality anymore, and that's what net neutrality being brought down is done. It gives people like PJ, who's using his free speech and his experiences in his life to boldly talk about the issues. It's not their agenda. It doesn't help their agenda, so they're going to shut it down, right? It's exactly right. So, PJ, what's your Facebook? PJ D'Amico.
PJ D'Amico is my Facebook. So I've done about 8 videos this morning, but only the first 2 were allowed to go online. And so apparently somebody who's censoring us decided that our free speech was not free today.
Stella, sir, what do you think about this? What do you think?
Honestly, have no comment.
No comments. When's the last time you had to pay to use a toilet?
I don't think I ever have to.
Okay, most of these people have to come up with money to use a toilet because there's not enough available. Just one of the dozens of issues of problematic in our city. I got to keep up with the crowd, though. Have a good day. Oh, I don't want it to be that. So the thing that I struggle with in this group here, and I just want to tell you folks, what we need is consistency in the education. We do need consistency in across the board, shared messaging, right, folks? Corner! I'm just rolling. Not a poor girls. So homelessness is not a crime. That's right. So we're going to try to get up to the front and slow them down a little bit because they're just moving way too fast and getting split up here. Hey, everybody. It's Jesse and Chairman Sekou.
Yes, sir.
You guys are going a little fast. The line's getting split out a little bit. But while we're slowing down to talk about this just a little bit, why don't you tell us what's going on here?
We're protesting the mayor's sweeps of the homeless. That's been going on for the past 6 years, but more recently the past month.
Okay. And what are you pulling behind you?
We're pulling an apartment, an actual affordable apartment.
It's an affordable apartment.
30% AMI apartment that has the failed housing plan written on it that the mayor proposed 5 years ago. It shows that we need 26,000 units of actual attainable housing to actually put a dent in the homelessness problem in the city.
Okay. Chairman Sekou, what do you got to tell us today?
Well, today we are fighting for our human rights for housing that we can't afford. And we're talking about putting a dent in poverty so that the housing that's built, poor people own it. That way we can transfer the wealth and they can have a step up. Anything other than that is straight bullshit.
Okay, so the idea again, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 6 years since they created the law called the Sit and Rest Ordinance. And since then, the plan has been really consistent, just like this portable housing, affordable housing complex indicates. 26,000 units are currently needed. In the next 5 years, Denver plans on building 2,000 units. That's the problem, folks. Just one of the many issues. Now, I'm going to show something else here. This is interesting to me. There's a tiny trailer in this parking lot. It's the office for the parking attendant, I'm sure. But we're going to show up for a second and use our voices, huh?
Stop the sweeps! Stop the sweeps! Stop the sweeps! Stop the sweeps!
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! What do we want? When do we want it? If we can't have housing, give us tents!
I heard that. Arrest Hancock. Hey! Found more of our friends.
Arrest Hancock! Arrest Hancock!
And why would we want to arrest Hancock?
Because he's done so many illegal things.
Can you name a couple?
Oh, not on the air, but we can talk about it afterwards.
Okay. Folks, we're just continuing to try to get some honest, detailed stories of people's experiences. Maybe you'd like to talk to us about what it feels like to serve coffee on Sunday mornings to people.
I love serving coffee. I do.
Yeah?
You can see the smile.
I can actually see a big smile, everybody.
It's such a safe space. The people are so welcoming. The coffee, they say I'm the best damn barista in Denver.
And you know who provides the best damn coffee in Denver? The community.
Yeah.
Does it for free?
Yeah.
Right?
I get the beans for free.
Right?
Most of the time.
Right? They show up. We're not going to tell where. Don't reveal your sources.
They show up, and I got loads right now, and I start preparing Sunday mornings at about past 7, and then I'm down there by 9:15.
And where is this?
Oh, this is at 16th and Tremont, because the corner bakery will not come out against the urban camping ban. So what the corner bakery has done, like all establishments have done, they're big enough, the police are, on people serving food, giving out clothes and serving coffee. They're ramping it up.
Oh, so did you hear that last Sunday there was a rollover accident with people pinned in the car, and according to Public PD Dispatch, there were too many non-district resources assigned to the 16th Street Mall to Sergeant Guzman, that they were not actively able to attend to the rollover accident with people pinned inside. How does that make you feel?
As a citizen and taxpayer and humanitarian of Denver, I would much rather see people saved from pinned in cars than people hassled for eating.
Okay, folks.
Right?
That's right.
It sounds like this Guzman would have enjoyed living in Germany in the 30s and 40s.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, we thank you for your time, sharing both Sundays and this Saturday with the community in downtown Denver.
And there's up today, a coffee shop opening up Federal that
Oh,
I'll
yeah?
be going to. Yeah, Alex, you know Alex?
Orlando? His?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I gotta go that.
So I think I'm gonna head there after here.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be an activist kind of day.
Yeah, sounds good. That's right, folks. Homelessness is not a crime. 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 Okay, Unicorn Riot, can I tell you about the Sunday morning meals that happen right here to feed the homeless? Okay, so Occupy Denver every Sunday for the last 6 years has provided food right outside the corner bakery right here. And on Sundays right now, we feed at 9:30 in the morning. We provide food in a zero waste model. Metal silverware, plastic cups, coffee carafes with cups that are washed on a weekly basis. We do it because it's a crime to be on the streets. We sit on the sidewalk to turn a jacket inside out over you. Hot. Hey guys, I don't know if I lost out on y'all there. I'm back. I screwed that up. I did an interview. I did an interview with Unicorn Riot and lost you all, which happens. They had to get some words in. I got on Unicorn Riot and then I lost my live stream. So those of you who are joining us back, because I'm back on live, we're going to go find out what's going on over here.
Oh, we're going to the nativity scene.
Yeah, we are.
Because another homeless person.
Oh, you mean Jesus was homeless?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Jesus was homeless, folks. So we're gonna go see our friends at David Clifton Ministries. Oh yay! So good to see you.
David Clifton Ministries are always the best.
Yes, they are. They are.
Okay.
So I'm so excited to see David Clifton Ministries. I actually am located close to these beautiful human beings. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
But, pray for David Clifton. He's sick too.
He's sick too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us what's going on. We're live streaming around the world right now. Tell us what you've got going on down here with David Clifton Ministries at the City and County Building in downtown Denver, Colorado.
We're giving presents to the kids, to the homeless that are in Denver.
Okay.
So they come here, they line up over here. We wrap them. We went out. These are donations that have been given to us, and we will donate them. We do it every year.
Okay. Speak of
It's
this a little bit.
23rd year.
23rd year.
23rd
This
year.
is the Toys for Tots campaign?
This
No.
is David Clifton
This is
Ministries.
David Clifton. Okay.
Are you David?
No, David's in the hospital.
David's in the hospital. He's sick.
So what we have is we did a couple of weeks ago, 15th of November, we did a Thanksgiving outreach. We feed anybody that wants a hot meal in Denver. Come down here, you get a hot meal, live music, everything. We got music, not live today. We have the same thing. We'll be here from 12 to 4. We're giving out toys. We're wrapping the toys now.
Okay.
On the table. People line up over here. Fire department's down here with us. Last year we had the Marine Corps giving out toys. This is for needy people.
For needy people. Okay. We're going to go back to these speakers, and hopefully they'll give us a little bit of ability to hear what we're doing, and we won't be too long. I'll be back with you. All right, folks. That's. I keep switching the camera because I know that my voice carries better and the microphone is good.
Rally right here. So we wrote the letter that we wrote to the mayor demanding he act and then after that, we would go invite the mayor. We wrote him another letter. Now, just side note, these letters are signed on now by over 25 different organizations.
7 people. Thank you, all 7 people. Let's go back to focusing on the conversation.
The we here is over 25 organizations, which Sheila will read out, or actually I'll read out later. Anyway,
So again, this is Teresa, Denver Homeless Out Loud.
the not groups that are saying this is wrong. So we wrote another letter. In the second letter we wrote, we said, okay. on what these laws are, what we're talking about? Okay, here, we'll spell it out. So we spelled out, when we say stop the sweeps, that means stop enforcing the unauthorized camping ordinance, better known as survival bans. That's what that means. When we say stop taking people's blankets, that means respect our constitutional 4th and 14th Amendment rights that are currently under class action litigation in the case right here in Denver, Lyle versus City of Denver. That means comply with the constitutional rights and make a good agreement in that class action lawsuit. And then lastly, when we say give us land and legal variance for tent and other dwelling, means change zoning laws and give land. And we gave a few different examples. There's lots of models around the nation of laws that make that legal. And so you can set up tent dwellings, tent cities, car dwellings, or have other ways of stopping encampments from being displaced. And we sent him laws listing out this is how this can be done. So after that, instead of replying to any of those detailed ordinances or actions that we're asking for, the mayor replied with a laundry list of things the city is doing to approach homelessness. Not a single one of those things has to do with people right now who are sleeping on the streets and getting moved. Not a single one of those things is affecting the reality that folks are getting their blankets taken and getting pushed around and getting pushed to unsafe areas. And so we replied again to that letter, and Sue is going to read our reply.
Who's the criminal? Hancock's the criminal.
Yeah, arrest Hancock.
Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and just start reading. Dear Mayor Hancock, this list of things the city is doing to address homelessness does not address our demand for immediate action to support the survival of people without homes in Denver. First, many of the things listed are not the work of the city, but rather of local nonprofit and business organizations, many of which are organizations who are signed on this demands letter. Please quit taking credit for the hard work of the community.
That's right.
Second, the things listed here are like a cup trying to hold a waterfall. There continue to be tens of thousands of people without housing, with the number growing, and the programs listed can't even imagine to meet all the need. Third, and most importantly, our letter concerns the immediate, I will repeat,
immediate
need of hundreds of people living without housing in Denver. And I'm going to scratch living and say trying to survive without housing in Denver, to meet their basic human need of protection from the cold right now, this winter, without being chased around by police. No amount of enforcement will solve the issues facing people experiencing homelessness. The overwhelming majority of people who have been moved along in your sweeps remain on the streets. The difference between before and after you intensified police focus on our vulnerable community is we are deeper into winter and cold temperatures, and our houseless community has less protection. Less protection.
Whoa!
They are at greater risk of death, frostbite, and poor health related to unnecessary exposure. Focusing extra caseworkers on those with the least among us is far more effective than taking away their belongings. No city, I will repeat, no city has shown success with your tactics. Policing homeless folks doesn't work in Denver, just as it doesn't in Seattle, San Francisco, Portland, or any city. It is a failed policy that you hang on to. And we must ask, for what?
Housing, baby, housing.
Pushing people out of sight leads to death, rape, and suffering.
That's right, folks. Rape.
This is your current legacy around the issue of homelessness in Denver. We demand an end to the sweeps and immediate, let me repeat, immediate action to protect people who are homeless, providing land and zoning for tent dwelling is one immediate step that has a real impact on people's safety and dignity. Can be done successfully as cities such as Seattle and Portland are doing in some measure. You do not need to reinvent the wheel to do this. You just have to choose compassion.
Will you hold this for me? I'm going to go tell that man we're in the middle of a press conference.
And support our suffering. The other immediate step of directing police to stand down from sweeps is entirely in your hands. And as follows, so are the lives of thousands of people living without home in Denver, affected by 40 people here. We ask for action now, not political purpose. Sincerely, Denver Homeless Out Loud.
I've come up to the mayor to serve notice. I have read all the U.S. Constitution, the 4th, the 8th, the 14th, and also Article 2 of the Colorado Constitution. From this day forward, Mayor Hancock, we are serving your notice that you are being put under arrest by the citizens of the city and county of Denver. If these sweeps do not stop, and if you do not stop taking the blankets of the people that are living on the street, we will serve your notice to appear in court on these charges that you are violating the U.S. Constitution. Evidently, when you ran for mayor, you must have been reading. Because what you're doing right now is totally atrocity, and we are sick and tired of it. We are no longer going to take it. And from now on, any police officer that sweep you, we are going to put them on notice as well that they are violating your rights. Y'all got the paper. You understand these are fundamental basic needs and the rights of the U.S. Constitution. So from now on, we are making a citizen arrest on Mayor Hancock, Auburn Brook, and the police department for all this stuff that they are doing by taking away and depriving people of the right to survive, whether you're in a house or whether you're on the street. It does not state that you're on your constitutional right if you are in a house. It states all the people. So you have been served notice this day, December the 15th at about 12 o'clock. The bullshit stop, and the bullshit stop now. I think who want to speak next after that?
I'm going to get on that mic, huh? Would you mind? Want to do that?
First of all, hello everybody. I want to first of all say thank you guys for supporting this issue because I know some of you guys aren't homeless and we appreciate it. Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. I want to say thank you guys all for coming out here. We truly appreciate it. We're homeless and we just deal with these issues on a daily basis. All the things that I've been seeing out here from police putting big light systems so people can't sleep to literally just snatching them off the street and making excuses that make no sense whatsoever as to why they're doing it. We just want people to stand up, start caring about their own people, stop looking at someone beside you and watching them suffer and not doing nothing about it. Stand up because homelessness is not a crime and we don't deserve what we're going through. So with that being said, we just keep on fighting until something happens. And not going to have to do something eventually because we're not going to continue to stand for that.
Homelessness is not a crime. Homelessness is not a crime. Homelessness is not a crime.
Hello, everybody. I come from Navajo Nation, and I've been on the streets. I'm a veteran, and I retired from Marines as lieutenant, and I've been on the streets, and I'm trying to make it as well. But I'm so happy that all these other coalitions are helping us, and I'm proud that at least they're there for us too. But the mayor is not around. He's not helping us. He's not doing anything for us. All he does is make us go to jail and give us that and tell people make us leave places in the middle of the night when we're cold and make us move to another spot. That's what happened last night with me and my sister. And I'm trying to take care of her, but she's so sleepy right now. She can't be here with us. So she's so cold and everything. She has to sleep during the day. So I feel sorry for my sister, and that's why I'm here to support you guys, and I'm here to help you guys.
Okay. So now there's the infamous time of everybody saying, I want to speak, I want to speak, I want to speak. So are people okay? We'll have a couple extra people that are pressing to say something, and then we'll close out. So Brian's going to say something. I think Stacy. Oh, Brian! All right, guys. So if you don't know me, my name is Brian Lola. I'm an activist here in the community with Occupy Denver. We do the weekly boycott beer can't be banned meals on the 16th Street Mall. We have learned this morning that last Sunday, so many out-of-district police resources were used to attempt to criminalize those feeding the homeless, that dispatch were on radio complaining about the lack of resources to attend to a rollover accident where people were pinned in the vehicle. This is the level that our police are attempting to persecute those who are here today to feed support. It's about eradicating everybody who is not afraid to stand up. But the reality is that it makes us stronger. We are asking you to come and join us on Sunday mornings. If you got a crock pot or a rice cooker, bring some food. If you got some long johns or socks or a jacket that you don't need, bring it, right? We talked to PJ earlier today. He threw away his boots yesterday, right? You got an extra two pair you haven't worn for a year. There are people who need things. And we just love you to come out and join us in support of this continuous effort to bring education and awareness, not only to the people in our community, but the tourists who are spending billions in this community, to make sure that they're aware too that the money they spend is not being used in the best of ways. Thank you.
What time on Sunday?
Thank you. That time is 9:30 a.m. And I want to be real specific about one other thing. No trash. Our event is very sustainable. We do not want single-use water bottles. We don't have throwaway. It's zero waste. All real plates, forks, silverware, cups, everything. Thank you. That was last week on Sunday.
Push the button.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, I said I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah!
All right. First of all, let me say that I am absolutely.
Gotta hold it up to your face.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just say I am absolutely.
Closer.
Let me say that I am absolutely just feel so good to be around soldiers of humanity that is advancing the civilization of the world, the nation, and where we stand right now. I look forward to the day of being the people's mayor, where all of this is inside that building working to solve the problems of the masses of the people. This is the people's house. And this is where the work is supposed to be done so that we don't have to be out here telling them what to do and we paying them for being up there. They are only there because we have not organized ourselves efficiently enough to seize power and then go on and do the work. We got to take our life back. We got to take our life back. Do you hear me? Say it. We got to take our lives back. We got to take our lives back. We got to take our lives back. Period. 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 Now, this right here is a dress rehearsal. For real. Well, let's prepare to do the work and learn how to get the ground on May the 5th doing the work. That means that everybody here has got to get ready to go up in there and go to work and do your passion. Do your passion. That's all I want you to do. Do your passion. If your passion is housing, I want the best housing program that's available for every human being in the city, county of Denver. Period. And it starts with working on the bottom up, not the top down. We need 26,000 of units of housing that people can't afford, not that bullshit we can't, that's affordable. We're talking about less than 30% AMI. AMI is the average medium income. All right? Average medium income. We got to explain that stuff because we start talking like them upstairs and code things. People don't understand what they're talking about. Now, average medium income, 30% below that. Anytime you're paying more than 30% of your income, I don't care how much money it is, that's too much. That's too much. And all of these values of property are inflated. Ain't none of this divine. Ain't none of this God's will. That's man's will that is totally ill. I'm talking about ill, sick, and based on greed. Based on greed. Based on greed. Now, we got to do it. Ain't nobody coming to get us. You hear me? We don't come for us and show up for us, then it's on us, not them. Because there's more of us than them, and we have to do the things that we got to do to make this thing flip. I'm looking forward to the day when you have out here, none of us, but I have developers protested that the fees are too high to do that, and Sekou shut down the project because it wasn't about the ownership and the affordability that people can't afford that house. We want housing that we own. This is our country. This is our land. We have to have, this is our home. We got to own the land. Period. We got not let them hold the land. We got to hold the land. And
Dan O'Connor, we are live on Facebook right now talking about the issues, and you're a very famous activist in Boulder, Colorado. And we're coming on a 1-year anniversary of a very deep, dear tragedy where somebody died on the up in Boulder. They were denied access to their mail where there was money to let them go pay for a hotel room. Right. Would you like to talk about anything while we're?
Yeah. Do you want to step away from?
Sure. Yeah, he's gonna go on anyway. So.
Yeah, that was Benjamin Hart talking about. He died Christmas Eve night, Christmas Day morning, at about he was sleeping outside in 10-degree weather with no blanket, which means he was obeying a camping ban. Froze to death, died of hypothermia, and it was because he got kicked out of the shelter. He went through all the process the city requires coordinated entry. And the shelter who runs coordinated entry told him to go ahead and go to the shelter. And when he got to the shelter, they said, hey, you know, you came and tried to get your mail, and we suspended you for a year because you dared to tap the plexiglass out of frustration because he was 2 minutes late picking up his mail. That was actually back, I think, in March. And then something like October, they told him he couldn't come in. But his father sends him money every year to on his birthday and on Christmas, I'm told, and he would get that money and go inside, and he would have been inside that day, but for the shelter refusing to give his mail, refusing to give him a bed, and he died. And so it's this confluence of a camping ban law that meant he couldn't shelter himself, and a shelter policy that says, you know, F you to anyone who dares to have a human response to the lack of compassion shown at the Boulder shelter for the homeless. So we protested there on Thursday night. We've got a demand letter into them that they like reevaluate everyone who's been kicked out, and that they stop kicking people out with no process whatsoever, because Brian, they kick people out for being disrespectful, you know, which is a very vague term, right?
Right. So if I don't like you and you just bother me, then you're gone.
That's exactly how it's going. That's how it's playing out. The city asked them to have an arbitration process for people who get kicked out, and instead of doing that, they said, no, we'll do mediation, which hasn't happened yet. A year out from Benjamin's death. So yeah, we're fighting there to try and get them to treat people with dignity.
And you're being paid again. It looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're fighting, and the point is, folks, Boulder is like the richest part of the state of Colorado, it seems. All the money's there. Even our new governor is going to stay living in Boulder instead of moving to Denver.
Right.
So so in this place where the richest of our state often live, or one of the places, and they're spending over $1 million a year in budget to police homelessness.
Right.
That's not to provide support and services. That's to police it, right? What we're having is a repetitive basis of evidence, right? If you're going to do a scientific research, you're going to take the evidence in front of you and say, is this, you know, what's the result? And the result is that camping ordinances kill people.
Right. And they don't solve anything.
Right.
You push people around, you move them from point A to point B to point C, and then back to point A. Maybe between that set of points, they go to jail once, they get fined, they get a criminal record, so they have a more difficult time getting a job, a more difficult time getting housing, because now they've got a record which anyone can look at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's you know, as one person I know said, you know, if I came to you and said, hey, I've got a solution to homelessness that'll solve the problem for maybe 15% of the people, but it's going to cost millions of dollars, and at the end of the day, most of them will still be on the street. You'd say no. You'd say that's ridiculous, and that's what we do with the camping ban.
Right.
We spend millions of dollars in Denver. We spend millions of dollars in Boulder. I mean, we put out the DU law report in 2016, estimating that Boulder spends about $750,000 a year, and they complained, "Oh, that's not right. We don't do that." And then we got a budget from them. They spend $1.5 million just on the police.
So that was twice the amount that they were being accused of spending,
right?
And they like have more mud in their face.
Right.
You're up, buddy. Sorry, he's got to go for more important to speak to everybody around the circle here today.
Keep it away from the microphone.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here today. We're all out here because Mayor Hancock is directing the police to continue sweeping people from point A to point B to point C. And on that path, there may be an extra point, which is going to jail for a night. They're going to get, charged with something. They're going to have a bill. They're going to have a criminal record. And now it's harder to get off the streets than it ever was. This is not a solution. There is not a city in this entire country that has addressed homelessness with the police and solved the problem. It doesn't work. And You know what they say about doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results? It's insanity. It's insane that we are putting the police to deal with a social issue. I'm sure you've been hearing that, the problem is rent has gone up 50, 60% in the last 10 years, and our incomes have gone up a small fraction of that. There's going to be more and more people that were your neighbor in your apartment that are now your neighbor on the street. And that's how we need to be thinking about people. These are our neighbors. They need to be cared for, loved, and not have our housing be treated as an investment for the wealthy. We need to not be paying wealthy developers a subsidy to put people in housing and giving them the difference between what they can pay and what these rich developers demand for expensive housing. That's what the city is doing and saying that it's a solution. That is not a solution. That is throwing good money after bad. And continuing, I just got to go back, continuing to pay the police, who we now know from the westward that 40% of police activity in this city in the last year was sweeping people. 40% of our police activity is moving people along, and it solves nothing. It is insanity, and it's got to end. Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning, Denver.
Good afternoon.
Oh, now afternoon. Thank you all for coming out today. We have a pressing issue in the city and county of Denver. We have a homelessness problem, just like so many other cities in this country. And our current city council, our current mayor, is care less. So what I say, as your next city council at large, is we need to sweep council like they sweep the homeless. This is ridiculous. I myself am a victim of the urban camping ban. I graduated from Metro State in 2012, and I'm banned from the urban camping due to the urban camping ban. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and criminology, and I'm being criminalized just for trying to survive on the streets. I was on the streets for 3 years. This is part of the reason why I'm running for office, because we need more candidates that can empathize with the plight of the masses of the people in the city. So with that being said, we have a ballot initiative. We need you to vote yes on it in May 7, 2019, and we have a big election in Denver. We have the municipal, city and county election for city council, for mayor, and also for ballot initiatives like the Right to Survive ballot initiative. So we need to get people registered to vote so we can vote elected officials that do not care about the plight of the people out. Thank you.
All right, folks. Look, we're on almost an hour and a half here. We're going to call it a day, I think. It's been a long live feed. Therese is last. No, we're not. Say something, PJ.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Give us a closing thought.
We live in a democracy that does not yet exist, and that we have to create an America that's possible. America has never been America to me, but you will be America. You will be what you should be. You will be what you could be, and we need to dedicate our lives to working for this true democracy.
That's a great thought. And
yeah,
crucifixion. We're talking about crucifixion on my live feed right now. This guy was crucified. I like this picture. Can you see this picture on my phone? It's got the Capitol in the background. Oh yeah, Christ.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah. Hey guys, we appreciate you. This is going on and on, guys. The story is real. But I'm gonna close this because I got battery for later. Here's the deal. That guy right there sitting in the manger is a representation of a story that we all are supposed to feel good about. In the capital city of Colorado, criminalization of homelessness means confiscation of your gear. Being born means that you get your blankets taken away from you. You get your sleeping bags taken away from you. You don't have a toilet. You don't have a kitchen. And yeah, You have nothing. This is who we worship this holiday season. But we don't treat it that way. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the watches, the shares. You can support our efforts. Send PayPals to survivebadcops at gmail.com. Eric Brandt will distribute those accordingly. Thank you.